All right, let's move to this story. The National Union of Mineworkers has ended its closed shop deal with the owners of the Gold One mine in Springs here in Gauteng. This after weeks of violent protests and an underground hostage situation by members of rival union AMCU. Now, a closed shop means only one union is recognised, but now AMCU will be recognised by mine management. I'm joined now by Mlulameli Mweli, Acting Regional Secretary for NUM. Good evening, Mr. Mweli. Thank you so much for joining us. I read your press statement that was issued last night, and it says that this has been done to safeguard the jobs and save the lives of innocent workers. Does NUM feel bullied into this decision?
Good evening, Sally, and the viewers at home. Yes, indeed, our members are feeling bullied in this regard.
So AMCU says it has the numbers. It claims to have a petition. It says it needs to be recognised. What is your response to that? Do you believe that AMCU is appealing more and more to workers on that particular mine?
Look, it may happen that they have numbers, but we cannot... The numbers are determined by the verification. For an example, you can have all the stop orders. As long as they are not verified, it doesn't necessarily mean you have numbers. And as for petition, we have said the petition is invalid up until it's also done by an independent institution like CCMA. Then we will regard it as the valid one. So
you say you feel bullied, and you're not 100% convinced that AMCU actually does have the majority support, but nevertheless, you're going ahead with this. What are your members telling you what they want?
You see, ever since this thing started, this violence started, all the employees were ordered to stay at home. Our members are at home, are not part of this violence. So it's very difficult for us to know as to what are their thoughts, because they are at least communicating to the branch.
The fact that AMCU has managed to gain a foothold, doesn't that suggest that NUM has in some way failed its workers? Because surely if NUM was providing for their workers and looking after their workers and they felt well represented, there wouldn't be a need for another union.
Like a customer, a member is always right. But we believe that we have not failed our members in Gold One. The problem is that there are those people that will take advantage of vulnerable members and try to recruit them when they feel like those people are vulnerable.
What do you mean by vulnerable members?
Look, Gold One employees and members have since been complaining since March, and it started after the branch conference. Some of the members that are trying to establish AMCU are the people that didn't make it in the regional conference, that were contesting the positions. So one would go out underground and influence other people to say this leadership is very corrupt because she or he is not elected. I think that I suggest that is the main problem within our organization, that specific shaft.
So what is the practical situation now? You're saying, okay, no more closed shop. Does that mean that workers on the mine are really now free to choose whether they want to join AMCU or still be members of NUM, and management at the mine recognises both unions?
Members have their democratic rights to can choose whichever union they feel that is going to assist them.
Okay, so what does that mean in terms of Gold One management? Do they recognise both unions now that there's no longer a closed shop?
Gold One management have been recognizing AMCU even though the AMCU was not having an agreement with them. We have seen scenarios where we were undermined by the management, and it's fine. We don't have a problem with that. We know how AMCU is. They are going to regret it. it's not about management choosing as to whether they want AMCU or both unions to be recognized. It's about the processes. If AMCU has to be recognized, they are subjected to the processes such as Section 21, where the verification of the membership and stop orders must take place.
However, you know, you've just said we know how AMCU is. You've just said to me that the National Union of Mineworkers in this particular case feels bullied. You've taken the decision to protect your members, to stop further violence. We also understand that even before this underground hostage situation developed, there was actually a court process underway to try and sort this out. But AMCU seems to have not really paid cognizance to that. So talk to me about how AMCU is. You say they're going to learn the hard way. I mean, what are they in for? What's going to happen at the mine?
I wouldn't tell as to what is going to happen at the mine, but as far as I know, AMCU are very much bullying. They are bullying everyone. AMCU doesn't want to do things by the book. They choose to bully the system so that they found a space in.
And we know, of course, you know, if we think back to the Marikana massacre, what, you know, preceded that, there was tension between AMCU, which was the sort of the new union on the block, and the established union, which was the NUM. Of course, since then, AMCU has established itself quite comprehensively. Perhaps tell us a little bit more about the mine management at Gold One. We understand it's a foreign-owned company. Talk to me about how the mine management has been managing worker unhappiness. Just give us an insight into that.
I'm very sad, Sally, to tell you that I've never seen such a very useless management. If the management of Gold One was like any other managers in the country or in the mining industry, we shouldn't have gone through this. Because firstly, if you look at the pictures there, those those workers are contesting within the operation of the company. And there's nothing that was done to them to try and disperse them. They did that, the police were called, the useless security were there doing nothing, watching as these members were protesting inside with all the sort of weapons.
All right. We'll definitely have to wait and see what happens. But thank you very much for joining us in studio. It is much appreciated. That is Mlulameli Mweli. He's the acting regional secretary for the National Union of Mineworkers, explaining why they have decided to end their closed shop agreement at the Gold One mine in Springs.